Hi guys, this is a video about my ultimate tips of becoming a better darts player. At the end of the video, you'll see my 3 main tips that will really help to improve. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help us. I hope you enjoy the video. In my opinion, I try and keep my dart as straight and my hand as straight as I can towards the treble 20. So when I throw my dart, my arm follows through and I'm straight onto the 20. So keeping as straight as you can, as still as you can, having that deep breath before you throw, I think is the real good basis for a really good throw and to help improve your throw. The main thing I think I can help people improve with is obviously trying to keep as straight as you possibly can. I watch so many kids playing these days and people who just pick a dart up and they're spraying all over the board. To be honest, one of the most important things is your hand-eye coordination. So to be able to see your dart leaving your hand and aiming at what you're throwing at. So make sure that you always have your dart in your sight when you throw. I see so many people pulling the dart behind the head. If you had a ball, you wouldn't know where it was going, throwing it from behind your head. So I think that's really important. Obviously hand-eye coordination. Another big tip is when you're on the board, I always imagine a piece of string running down the middle of the board and I try and cut the string in the middle and try and aim at that string, even though it's in my head all the time. So I'm always aiming above the treble and it'll drop down. So the more that you throw and the more you're aiming at that string to try and cut the string, the better you'll become, the more straight you'll become. So that's what it's all about really, trying to keep as straight as you can and try and sever that string, keep as straight as you can. No going into 5s and 1s. I see so many people as well throwing 12s or 18 because they try and overcompensate. I remember when I was back in the day, I used to stand very much foot wide. Now I stand sort of straight footed, keep myself straight and as still as I can on the hockey. And when I throw my dart, my hand and my arm go straight. So it's a straight follow through, which brings a treble 20. Straight dart. Straight dart. I can't say further than that, can I? That's what it's all about. Trying to keep as still as you can on the hockey. Try and take a deep breath before you get to the hockey as well. So when you're on there, you're not nervous. Take away that nervousness and yeah, just be as still as you can. And that's the same, it goes the same for 19s or 18s. Imagine that string running down and you're trying to cut that string in half. And that's what I always do. Most of the top pro players, the grouping's really, really good. And that's a key thing. Replication in your throw to get the right results, to be honest, to get the grouping around your dart. A lot of your darts you'll see will ricochet off the previous dart anyway. But if you can hear that sort of noise, you're hitting your flight. Sometimes it could be a flight that deviates your throw, but as long as you're doing them sort of things and that's the basis that you play your darts on, then you won't be far away. For doubles, I literally just, the more you practice at it, the better you will be. I'll probably throw 30 darts at each double through the day and just make a note down of how many I've hit out of the 30. And then I'll just keep repeating that process over time. By the end of it, you want to be hitting quite a lot of the double that you're aiming for. It's not as easy as the string for the 20 because you throw at 20s a lot more than any other number on the board and a lot more than doubles as well. But when you are on a double, I would say as well, when you're under pressure situations, obviously we play in world championships and stuff, but you've just got to keep calm, keep that deep breath and just keep practicing at it. The more you practice at it, the better you will be. For beginners, I would say when you're throwing, maybe hit 3, 4, 5, 6, something like that. The more the better, but you don't want to be jumping in and hitting so many straight off the bat. Eventually you'll be going up there and you'll be confident that you can hit 10, 15 every time, but obviously that won't come straight away. You've got to prepare, you've got to put the practice in. It's a repetitive practice, to be honest. It's like driving a car. Once you can drive a car, you know the basics, you just keep doing it. Obviously I've only threw 12, 15 darts at a double, and then there's the proof's in the pudding.
Is there any sort of common mistakes that people make with counting?
There's a lot of ways to look at counting, to be honest. I start counting, obviously I'm a professional player, after the first 3 darts. If you start 59, 442, then if I hit 100, I leave 342. I can't leave a finish then if I hit a 180. Whereas if I start 59, 442, if I then go to the 19s and hit 95 or 133, I leave 347. I can then go 180, leave 167. So I'm automatically thinking about my scoring after 3 darts. For people starting out and choosing darts, obviously I'm going to say pick my darts and play with my darts, but my darts might not suit you. I throw a really light dart, to be honest. Obviously there's so many different variations of a dart. So you've got the length of the barrel, You've got obviously length of shafts as well, which can be short, medium, intermediate and long. I think you see Luke Humphries has a really long shaft. It benefits him, but I've tried playing with him and it's no good for me. But there's so many different variations of weight of dart, length of shaft, style and size of flight, pear shape, kite shape. There's L style and there's different moulded flights, 8 flight, and then the standard shape what I play with. And then you have the point. Obviously the point comes in all different shapes, sizes, grips. I'd say get a set or go to a dart shop, go in there, have a throw with a few of the sets in there and find out what feels comfortable for you. And then as soon as you've chosen what set you want to play with and it feels comfortable in your hand, the grip and everything, then you can go from there. I'd say it's obviously always important for you to pick your dart. 180, and obviously each one will feel different in the board, so it's all about getting your own setup and just practicing with it and then making yourself better with the setup that you have. I'm really happy with the design of my darts, with how they're going. I wouldn't dream of picking anything else up at the minute. Obviously I've tried playing with other professional dart players darts. I've played with Ryan Sells, who's probably treble the weight of mine. We had a throw at Ali Pali a few years ago. I hit a 180 with his and he played with my 12 grams at the time and he needed a sheepdog to round his up. You see Peter Wright swapping his darts a lot and obviously he probably sets a bad example, to be honest. He's been really successful doing that, but I wouldn't advise that to anyone else, to be honest. Obviously you need to hone in your own skills with the set you've got and putting the hours in on the practice board, whether you be playing pub league or whether you're playing world championship level. I think it's so important to stick to what you know, and the hard work that you're putting in behind the scenes on the practice board is why you're playing and why you're up in the rankings. Each play is unique, to be honest. It's the same with the throws. Every player's throw is different. I can't teach you how to throw. I wouldn't want to teach you how to stand, but I can give you some basic tips on breathing, setting yourself and keeping yourself as still as you can, and then just following through at your arm. Make sure that you try and keep them as straight as you can, and then that's your basis then, but your own style is unique to you, and I think that's very important that you keep your own style. Yeah, so with seeing a sports psychologist as well in the past, we always talk about breathing, because obviously when you step to the hockey, you always can be anxious. So if you're anxious and you're not breathing and you're throwing, you hear it sometimes when people speak and they start stuttering because they're obviously full of air. And it's the same in darts. You've got to be so focused. Sometimes we play so many fast players that you're up and down, up and down, up and down. You've got to keep your breathing right, you've got to keep yourself focused, and you've got to keep yourself mentally ready for the game. So obviously when you take a deep breath, especially when you're throwing for a double at the end of a leg, you're giving yourself that extra 5-10% to hit it, because you're releasing your anxiousness, your endorphins. And I think it's important, obviously when you're in big pressure situations, that you do breathe at the right times. And you see Barneveld does it quite a lot. Even before every throw, he'll stand there, he knows when there's important shots in the match, and he'll deep breath and then just throw at the board. Try and keep as still as you can, as straight as you can. I'd say they're the 3 biggest tips I can give you. Breathe at the right times, keep your arms still, and just keep focused. My routine for practice wise, I play 501 and I have to finish the 501 in under 15 darts. If I don't, then obviously that's 100 average, but I'll lose the leg. I have to start again, and I'll play, say I'm playing the World Championships, I'll play that format over the World Championship format. So I'll do a best of 5, best of 5. It's a good game as well if you're on your own to learn where your standard is, to be honest. Obviously 501 in under 15 darts. If I don't go out in 15, I lose the leg no matter what. Start next leg. For a beginner, I would say probably, I don't know, start at 25 to 30 darts. And if you don't finish the leg, maybe up it and go up to 31, 35. Find your standard. If you're flying, you're winning 3 or 4 legs in a row, bring it down 1. Keep bringing it down 1 until you find your level. Obviously once you've found your level, then just keep trying to improve on that, and you might get stuck on it for a while, but eventually with the tips that I've given you, you'll improve. I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. 501 under 15 darts. Here we go. One, 3, 4, 3, 6, 7, 12 darts left. 100, 2, 6, 7, 9 darts left. 97, 170, 6 darts left. $82 left, last 3 darts. Yay! So, as we said, 15 or under, I win the leg, so I'm 1-0 up. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed my tips and advice on how to become a better darts player. If you keep looking at them and following them, you won't be far away, guys. You'll definitely improve.